All right, this is Brother Aisha Yar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word to the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwath that's listening and learning. Today's topic is going to be about what does God think about Thanksgiving? All right. And, I just wanted to get into this lesson because, of course, everybody's getting ready to celebrate Turkey Day tomorrow and everything like that. But the thing is, when you come into this truth, you know not to celebrate that day. All right. And even when you are in the world, the true and dark history behind Thanksgiving was known to everybody, man. Everybody knew that Thanksgiving was based off the so-called Native Americans' deaths, man. OK, and the thing is, Esau has found a way for people to celebrate this day, because what he did was he told you that you don't have to celebrate this day just because of what happened to the Indians back then. A lot of people celebrate this day because they look at it as an opportunity to bring family and friends together. But the thing is that I always say is you have 364 other days outside of the year, man, to bring your friends and your family together to have big feasts and have a good time and everything like that. But just for the simple reason that the whole world is getting ready to celebrate this day, everybody wants to feel blended in pretty much. They don't want to be the outcast. They don't want to be the one to speak up against this wicked holiday that's coming up, man. And then, like I said, when you get into this truth, you learn that the so-called Native Americans are your brothers and your sisters, man. If you are an Israelite, if you are a Negro or Latino, the Indians are your brothers by blood, man. By blood. Not because, people be in the world, they say, oh, that's my brother right there, whatever, because they cool or whatever. You might be close or whatever the case may be. No, these are your legit brothers and sisters by blood, man. All right. I want to play this video right here so you can listen to this Native American man right here speak on what he feels and what he thinks and what he knows about Thanksgiving and the other horrific things that has happened to the so-called Native Americans and the Seminole Indians, man. All right, Gad and Reuben. So let's hear what he got to say real quick.
One of the stories you talked about was of the Native American being over 10 million at one point, now to less than 1 million.
When the European invader came here in the late 1490s, there were 112 million of us in this Republic of the United States. It's not a country, it's a republic. And in less than 500 years, through genocidal practices, through the introduction of diseases that we had no immunity to, and other evil things that he brought with him, arrogance and greed, our numbers went from 112 million to less than 1 million by 1930. How do you kill off 111 million great people, loving people, people that are willing to share whatever they have, regardless of how small it is or how much they got? How do you do that?
That's a genocide you don't hear in the history books.
Absolutely. And another form of genocide that they practiced on us was paper genocide. There was a Dr. Arthur Plecker in Virginia, a cold-blooded racist, through taking a baby, an Indian baby, and instead of putting Indian or tribal name on that birth certificate, he would put mulatto or other. So many people walking around, even today as we speak, 2017. Don't know who they are. Because at birth, their identity was destroyed through Dr. Arthur Flecker, the father of eugenics, who became the director of vital statistics during this time for the state of Virginia.
Now, another thing that they teach in the history book was the whole Thanksgiving, the meeting. But you know, we talked about that, and I wanted people to know the truth about that. It was actually, if you want to talk about how Thanksgiving came about.
I do want to talk about it. First of all, you got to remember, my dear brother, that's history, his story. It's not our story. When they proclaimed Thanksgiving, it was in Mystic, Connecticut. A tribe of Indian people, the Pequots, that were thriving and surviving. But shortly after, we taught these white people how to farm and how to take care of the land and raise food. They got beside themselves. A few years after they started prospering, they decided that they were going to take their women and their children out to a big field and have a cookout celebration. No Indians brought deer. There was never a Thanksgiving dinner with them, according to what they say. Not true. The celebration of Thanksgiving was the men walked off from their families and went further north into Mystic, Connecticut, and he murdered these Pequot Indian children, elders, women, and men. Got them in the enclosure of their habitat. They had built forts, per se, but that was only for the protection of their people. And they trapped them in where they couldn't get out, and they set it on fire, and they burned them to death. Then they came back. They were so thankful that they had killed these Indians, but that was the first Thanksgiving, not what you read about in their books.
It wasn't until when President Lincoln decided, instead of having it every other day when they were going to different tribes killing them, that he decided to make it once a year, a day of Thanksgiving once a year.
True. And let me tell you about President Lincoln. Because Indians, the Dakota, and Nakota Indians wouldn't give up. These are the people from Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, up in that area, would not give up. They were fighting, and they captured in excess of 200 of them. And they wanted to hang them all. But Lincoln intervened because of politics, should I say politics. And he said, no, I don't want you to hang them all. Pick 38 of them. And that's how they came over to Mankato 38. That was the largest mass hanging ever in this country.
So, as you just heard, man, you just heard all kind of history, the manslaughter that happened, the rape, the robbery that happened to the so-called Native Americans, and to the so-called Seminole Indians, because they were over here as well. All right. You heard about the 38 Dakota. A lot of you jakes out there, you all love to praise Abraham Lincoln because he's the one that so-called abolished slavery. He's the one that's so-called freed you, which is bullshit. You know, all kind of history, man. I did, me and several other brothers, man, did all kind of videos on Abraham Lincoln, man. That dude was a damn devil, just like the rest of these Edomites out here, man. All right. The dude, the man in this video said that they literally had 100 million It was 100 million Indians over here, man. And Esau slaughtered them to the point where there's no more than a million left, man. A million left. Just think about that, man. Only 1 million left. Now, we all know that the tribe of Israel, or the nation of Israel, should I say, we are like the sand of the sea. Okay? So we know that Gad and Reuben exist within the other tribes as well. But as far as just them, it's very rare that you run into into a Native American, man. They've been pushed into the reservations. They went through the Trail of Tears and several other torturous events, horrific events, man. Like he said in the video, they don't even certain places doesn't even allow Indians to be presented for who they are. What he say? Paper genocide. You might be born as a so-called Native American, but on paper they don't even put that you are a Native American, man. They don't even want you to acknowledge who you really are. And that really goes back until all of us within the tribes, man. Esau did not want all of us to know who we really are, especially knowing that we are Israelite, man. But like I said, here it is. You all know that this day that's coming up tomorrow is wicked as hell, man. They showed you this shit on Addams Family. The second one, Addams Family Values or whatever it is. They showed you that shit when Wednesday was doing the school play and they was doing the Thanksgiving play, the scene or skit, whatever you want to call it. And she made the right move. She was like, look, you all came over here. You took over my land. You stole it from me. You killed my women. You killed the children. You made us go through all of these plagues by getting us sick and all of these other things, man. Burning us up, putting us in slavery and all these other things. She made the right move in that scene. What did she do? She literally started attacking everybody that was acting within that play, man. She went off script for real. She was getting ready to burn everybody that was a part of that play in front of the audience, man. Esau, that's what you got to look forward to, because this time it ain't going to be on a movie. This is going to be in real life. And you know it's coming. You know it's coming. All right? There's no way you getting around from it, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to shut this place down. Why? Because your wickedness has reached the heavens. And Jake, he has to pay for his sins. And this place needs to go completely. But as soon as this place is fully destroyed, yeah, Esau, you have a lot to pay for. Like the scriptures say, you have to drink up the cup double, man. Double. Because this is only one tribe, 2 tribes. All right, out of the 12 that went through these horrific things, man. Don't make me even bring up the history between Judah and between the Negroes and the Latinos, man. And like I said, man, you Jakes out there, you finding a way to not acknowledge the wickedness that you're about to commit tomorrow, man. You are literally about to pray over this food to Jesus, which is a false god, which is not the actual Lord of the Bible. All right. His name is Yahweh Shai. Then you're about to celebrate and eat the death of your own blood, man, your own brothers and sisters. And you could just hear it in this man's voice that he's had some experience with speaking about this, man. Okay. Because like I said, at the end of the day, everything that Esau has done to these Indians, man, hey, Gad and Reuben about to go hard, man. Because there will be 12,000 of each one of those tribes as well that's going to wake up, man. And I remember Apostle Tahar saying, he was like, man, Gad and Reuben, they have those true warrior spirits, man. They'll get to the point where, you know, they'll scalp your head. And they will enjoy that. They will enjoy it. They would not mind hearing the screams and the pain that's coming from his enemy. They will literally do that shit slow, put you through real torture and enjoy it, man, because they are the warriors They are they are two of the tribes of the warrior tribes as part of the Israel, man. But to get back to the point of Thanksgiving, we all know it's bullshit. Everybody want to find a way to celebrate it, man. Okay, just because everybody else is doing it. You got all these people posting memes and getting hyped up for it and everything like that, even though they know the history behind it, man. They want to find a way around their wickedness, but the Most High is getting tired of this, man. He's getting tired of it. When you read the scriptures, Thanksgiving is nowhere found in there, man. Nowhere. This is a holiday that has been created off of blood, man. Off of blood. So with that, let's get into it. We can start with this, man. This is Zechariah 11:5. It says, "Thus said the Lord my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not." All right, whose possessors slay them. Esau possessed the so-called Indians, man, so-called Native Americans, and hold themselves not guilty. They're holding themselves not guilty. Why? Because you got a lot of Edomites out here saying, well, that happened 400, 500 years ago and everything like that. It's the same old story that comes up when we talk about the slavery that the Negroes had to go through. Be like, well, you all are benefiting off of the blood, sweat, and tears of the Negroes building this place up. So you can't say that you have nothing to do with what happened back then. It's the same story with the so-called Native Americans, man. You're going to be like, well, I had nothing to do with the rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called Indians. Hey, but you still to this day celebrating that day, though. You know your ancestors came up with this wicked holiday based off the murder, based off of the torture that the Indians had to go through. But you not, like I said, you aren't doing anything to tell people to not celebrate this day, man. You see all kind of commercials on TV. You hear it on the radio. Man, the grocery stores is packed today, all week. People over here talking about it. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm about to have every single pie and cake in the world, seconds, all the macaroni and cheese, casseroles, and all this other shit, man. Like I said, I haven't heard any one of you. I haven't heard not one Edomite come up in a meeting and go on YouTube with a video that went viral talking about, yeah, man, we should not be celebrating this day, man. You know why? Because Esau is the perfect devil, man. He has literally, let's get it. Hold on. Let's get it. Hold on. This is Psalms 55:21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." All right. Esau is the, I remember Dave Chappelle saying it in one of his skits, the racial draft skit, when the so-called white people had to finally come on to make their pick, and Mos Def was trying to get Eminem to be drafted to the black people, and then Dave Chappelle was acting as a so-called white man, and he was like, look, I'm the ultimate hustler, nobody can hustle me, you know, because Esau spits that game to you, man. His words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's what he did to the so-called Indians, man. All right, and that's what he did to you so-called you people out here. He told you that it's just a day for people just to come together and have fun, have a day off, have 2 days off, or whatever the case may be, cook all the food in the world, and look at this day not for the downfall of the Indians, but cook food so then you can remember what they went through and pray that they never have to go through these type of things ever again, even though they continue to go through rape, robbery, and murder even to this day, man, just like the rest of the tribes out here, man. It's no getting around it, man. Esau finds a way for you to feel comfortable doing wickedness. And that's why this place has to go, man. This place has to go because he has got you to the point where you are comfortable with being evil, with you not even knowing it, man. Like I said, some of y'all do. Some of y'all do know it. Y'all know this day is evil as hell, man. But y'all gonna commit wickedness anyway. This is why the Most High is getting ready to get rid of this place, man. And like it says, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. They walked up to the Indians, you know, like he said like the man said in the video. The Indians taught them how to plant and do these different things to survive and live life and everything like that. Esau came up to him with open arms and everything, acting like they were cool with him. Then the next thing you know, they came over and they slayed him, man. Because the thing that a lot of people don't know either is Christopher Columbus knew who were over here, man. He knew that the so-called Native Americans were Israelites, man. If I remember right, he actually had translators with him while he was on his voyage over here. So then he can understand what these Indians were saying, man. Because he knew they were Israelites. And that's one of the reasons that the Indians were taken down in the first place, man. Because Genesis 49, when it speaks about Gad, it speaks about a great a troop shall overcome Gad, but Gad shall overcome at the last. Roughly paraphrasing, all right? That great troop was the conquistadors that came over here and took down Gad and Reuben. All right? Christopher Columbus knew what was going on, man. But he didn't come over here, you know, like I said, you know how Esau is, man. He loves to come on. He loves to speak to you and make you feel at home, make you feel comfortable, put that bitch ass smile on his face. And then after that, he'll do his wickedness after the fact. Once he realizes he got you to the point where you're vulnerable or you at your lowest state or you just super comfortable, then that's when he strikes, man. Like a snake. And that's what Esau is, according to the scriptures. He is that great serpent. He is the dragon, man. Let's get Malachi. It says, it's verse 3. Let's just start from the first verse. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and lay his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. They are the border of wickedness. And you know they're the border of wickedness. Like the man said in the video, he was like, what kind of people comes over to a land and takes and kills 100 million people? 100 million people. You have to have a special type of wickedness, a special type of evil spirit upon you to do some shit like that, man. You can't just out of nowhere just come to the point where you just like, yep, you know, man, I just feel like slaying today, and I'm just gonna do that. No, man, this is in Esau's spirit. This is who he is. He was created to be the wicked one, man. This is why the scriptures say he has to pay double. This is why, hey, kill with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. This is going to happen to your precious Edomites out here, man. They are going into captivity and they will be killed with the sword, man. They're going to have one last hoorah right here in America when Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah put the spirit on them to bring judgment upon 2/3 and to pretty much shoot themselves in the head, because they're going to be killing a lot of their own people as well. But at the end of the day, like I said, as soon as that's over, you have a lot to look forward to, man. A long 1,000 years, because the days will not go as fast as what they are right now, man. You wake up in the morning, 24 hours is gone. 24 hours is gone. It goes past quick, man. It goes past real fast, man. It's not going to be like that in the kingdom, man. The days are going to be long, man. Those 1,000 years are going to seem like forever. Forever, man. Let's get Psalms 141. Psalms 141:1. It says, a psalm of David. Lord, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. And let me not eat of their dainties. Let me not eat of their dainties. Let's look up this that word, man. Let's go to the blue letter. Uh-oh. Of course, as soon as I want to look up a word, all right, here we go. I'm like, that's when the app want to start tweaking. All right, Psalms 141. Okay, it says, incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. Hey, who are those men that work iniquity? We already know the answer to that. And Thanksgiving is tomorrow, right? And a lot of you probably are about to buddy with Esau tomorrow and eat that turkey, right? And it says, and let me not eat of their dainties. Let's look up this word. Delicacies. Then we go to the lexicon right here. It says, from the root, which is also used in Arabic in speaking of costly banquets, man. Costly banquets. Is Thanksgiving night a day where you have a costly banquet, man? Do you not have a big dinner and celebrate something on that day, man? Is Thanksgiving not a practice of working iniquity? Being wicked? Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties, man. All right? You're not supposed to be supping with them. All right? You're not supposed to be making business deals with them. You're not supposed to be celebrating the things that they came up with. You're not supposed to be acquainted with them. You're not supposed to be buddy, man. You're supposed to be separated from them because they are the border of wickedness. They're going to make you go off all the time. Okay? All the time. If you continue to be around them, man, because they don't care about the Lord. They don't care about the Lord. All they want to do is satisfy their flesh, man. This is what they love to do. They have pleasure in doing wickedness, man. Let's get Amos. No. Let's get Ezekiel. We'll get Amos last. We'll get Amos after this. This is Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Mount Seir, you so-called Edomites. I mean, not so-called Edomites. You Edomites, you so-called white people. Verse 3, and saying to it, thus said the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. They have not hated blood. And you can tell one of the ways you know why and how. Hey, what we just say earlier about the Indians. They got rid of 100 million of them. Does that sound like a person who hates blood, or does that sound like a person who loves it? That sounds like a person who loves to see the bloodshed of his enemy. And then we're going to be the exact same way, man. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. The scriptures say that we're going to get so bloody to the point where it's going to look like we were just in a wine press just crushing grapes all day. And, you know, all the grape juice splash all over the place, all over your clothes. And then people look like, oh, man, what happened? You know, you tell them what was going on or whatever. But that's how much blood is going to be shed from our hands once we get into the kingdom of heaven, man. Verse 7, it says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and you shall know that I am the Lord. All right. Your cities will not return, and the children of Israel will have their turn in the kingdom of heaven to get their justice, man. The Most High is going to grant them justice. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is going to grant us justice in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Now, when you close it with this, let's close it with this. Now we're going to close with Amos. Because like I said, everybody's getting ready to have a good old time tomorrow. This is Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Hey, most I ain't trying to hear that. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, ham, lamb, hog, dog. And he ain't about that life, man. He don't want to hear that shit. And it's gonna be the same way when Christmas come around, man. He don't want to hear jingle bells or the Rudolph song or the Frosty the Snowman. He don't want to hear none of that shit, man. Take away from me the noise of thy songs. I despise your feast days. I will not smell of your solemn assemblies. Thanksgiving is definitely a feast day. That's what you do on Thanksgiving. All you do is eat. That's all you do. The Most High does not care about these feast days, man. The only days that the Most High cares about that you should be celebrating are the high holy days that's in the scriptures. That's it. Verse 4. It says, but let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. So the people that continue to stay a part of this world, all right, that continue to live within this world and say it's okay to celebrate Thanksgiving, it's okay for me to continue to do my wickedness, nothing is going to happen to me, I'm going to find a way around it so I can keep celebrating and everything like that. Your judgment is going to run down as waters. Turn on the faucet in your kitchen or in your bathroom and leave it on. And imagine that being the judgment that's coming upon you. All right. But you don't have the power to turn that faucet off, though. Once that water is turned on and that water continues to flow, that's how bad your judgment is going to be. All right. Imagine, when you get a firefighter's water hose, man, they turn that on and then they start spraying people. You see how people fall to the ground and everything because how powerful that pressure is. Just imagine that as far as what your judgment is going to be if you continue to keep committing this wickedness, man. Come out of this world, man. Like I say in Revelation, come out of her, for her sins have reached unto the heavens, man. We getting to the end, man. Brothers' pages are getting shut down left and right. The famine of the word is definitely coming. Esau's definitely about to bring this great wrath as far as everything else is getting ready to happen within this world. The last thing that you should be thinking about is celebrating a damn holiday, man. Your mind should be on making it, man. Your mind should be on preparing yourself for the day of the Lord, which will come as a thief in the night, man. We're going to have our celebrations within righteousness in the kingdom, man. High holy days that actually mean something. Not days that came from blood, murder, rape, and robbery, man. All right. So, hey, like I said, come out of this, man. We at the end. So with that, man, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned is true from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word to the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasserala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.